I crawled and rolled along the slightly damp grass as the men scurried around the yard looking for me. It appeared that only one of them had a gun. I needed to find him. Or her. Fate can be a cruel thing. It can help you win the lottery, or it can be that gust of wind that sends you hurtling off the bridge just after you decide that suicide might not be the best answer. In my, until now, successful attempt to avoid them, I happened to find myself behind the one with the gun, with all the other men in front of him.
"A neck,"
my friend said.
"Go for the neck."
Just then, one of the grave lights flickered and turned on. All the other men turned around and stared at him. For the first brief moment, I imagined his eyes wide with fear. The second, I swiped his gun out of his holster, wrapped my left arm around his neck, and pointed the gun to his head.
"Amateur,"
I whispered, snapped his neck, and using his body as a shield, just in case, I fell with him while neatly placing 5 bullets in 5 of the assailants. The other 2 hit the earth and rolled into the shadows. It was good, but not that good. I turned and bolted towards the fence between me and the car. I briefly apologized to the memory of Seal McGuire as I used his stone to send me hurtling over the fence. I was incorrect in my previous assumption about the number of guns, for at that moment one of the 2 remaining were holding a gun in almost my direction. Fate can be a kind thing. It can take you down the wrong road into a deep wood late at night, or it can have a beautiful woman lose her significant other and fall fast into your arms. One brief moment before the man fired, the lights flickered and went out. I landed directly on top of the car, rolled off, and headed down the second path. I took a few turns on the new path and entered another graveyard. It was at this point I decided that fate was a beast with 10 heads and 10 horns, because there were 2 rows of 5 lights lacing this new yard on either side, and placed uniformly within the yard were 7 large crypts, each one with a different figure above it, guarding it, watching over it, protecting it. They all faced the lights so that no place was concealed, except one. There was one single crypt that faced me directly, and somehow no light entered its doorway. One could stand or he would be completely invisible. I charged for the doorway. I slammed against it as softly as I could, and I spun around. Just as I spun from beneath the shadows, the 2 men were coming towards me with their guns drawn. They crept towards me and fanned out to scan the yard. I had a gun, but if I raised it, it'd be in the light. I knew they couldn't see me, so I took time to relax. I noticed my cell was no longer in my pocket. Just then, the old familiar ring that had brought my attention to the ever-moving situation sounded. One of them had it. One of those serpents had my phone. He answered it.
"Hello? Give the phone to Mac. Mac? We've got him cornered." "Nah, I don't know. Well, he broke Dez and brained out everyone but me and Toast.
It was at that moment when I realized where I'd heard that kind of slang before.
He ghosted the driver."
The bank. The guards at the door. Could this be the workings of some variant organization? But if so, why so sloppy, so haphazard? I was instantly aware that the one called Toast was standing next to my shaded spot looking dead at me. I was invisible, and he knew it.